Well, thank you, Mr. Chairman. Mr. Chairman, the Child Interstate Abortion Notification Act, more commonly known as CIANA, is a very reasonable measure that would prevent the transportation of a minor across state lines when someone is trying to circumvent parental consent laws that apply to a minor's abortion procedure. This law is consistently supported by over 70% of the American people in national opinion polls. More than 30 states have made it clear through legislation that parents have the right to know whether their daughters are trying to undergo abortions. Parents play a critical role in the well-being of their daughters, particularly in the abortion context. I would quote the bill's sponsor, Ms. Ross-Layton, quote, "As a mother and a grandmother, I understand the importance of the unconditional love and support that parents can give to their children. This responsibility is non-negotiable and non-transferable. This bill assures young women that they are not alone if they ever find themselves contemplating an abortion." Parental involvement laws are critical, Mr. Chairman, for the health of young women because parents are better acquainted with their child's medical history, which the child may not know, or remember, or be willing to share. Also, parents are better able to distinguish competent and ethical medical providers from those who are not. Finally, there are those post-surgical complications to consider. The child will likely be unwilling to report these to parents or even seek medical attention for infection, hemorrhaging, or other serious, potentially life-threatening conditions. Parental notification laws have proven to be effective at lowering the abortion rate among minors, Mr. Chairman, and therefore they are effective at lowering the attendant risks that accompany abortion. Abortion is a serious surgical procedure with physical and psychological risks, some of which can be especially detrimental when experienced at a young age. These include increased risk of extremely preterm birth in subsequent pregnancy, that's delivering at 28 weeks gestation or less, and increased risk of suicide. Where a young woman has one induced abortion, she is 50 to 70% more likely to experience an extremely preterm birth. That is, again, delivery at 28 weeks or earlier. When she later attempts to carry a wanted child to term, perhaps due to hemorrhaging of the cervix or during the abortion, there can be complications. Where a mother has two abortions, she is 160% more likely to have an extremely preterm birth. The danger of subsequent premature birth is greater where the abortive woman is a girl under 17 years of age. Babies who are extremely preterm have 38 times greater risk of cerebral palsy than babies born full term, in addition to increased risks for autism and mental handicap. Minority teenagers and their future babies bear the brunt of this statistic, Mr. Chairman. Abortionists perform abortions on African American women at between 4 and 5 times the rate of that of Caucasian women. And African American babies have 4 times the risk of extremely preterm birth. Premature birth rates are up greater than 43% since Roe v. Wade became law. At least 49 studies worldwide confirm the abortion premature birth causal link. Next, abortion and suicide are also correlated. A study by 2 economists appearing in the January 18, 2012 online version of the Journal of Economic Inquiry shows that the passage of parental involvement laws are correlated with the decrease in the incidence of teen suicide. Quote, "The adoption of a law requiring a parent's notification or consent before a minor can obtain an abortion is associated with an 11 to 21% reduction in the number of 15 through 17-year-old females who commit suicide," unquote. We must ensure parents are able and empowered to protect their daughters from an invasive surgical procedure that can sometimes have significant and deadly hidden costs, Mr. Chairman. Parents are nearly always the first ones to step in and help when their teenager is in trouble. They should not be the last ones to know.